Hello, growth seekers. You're watching Mind-Blowing Motive, where your future is built one mindset at a time. Let me start with a simple truth. You don't need to control the world to become powerful. You just need to control yourself. Think about this for a second. How many battles do we fight daily, not outside, but inside? One wrong word can ruin a relationship. One negative thought can ruin your whole day. One bad mood can break your focus. One bad habit can damage your respect. And one poor money decision, that can shake your future. We live in a world full of distractions, temptations, and noise. But success doesn't come from controlling others or chasing everything. It comes from mastering 5 silent forces that shape your life: your mouth, mind, mood, manner, and money. Yes, these 5 M's seem small, but they are the invisible switches that control your future. Imagine this. Your mouth speaks your mindset. Your mind drives your choices. Your mood affects your energy. Your manner reflects your character, and your money reveals your discipline. Control these 5, and trust me, you become unstoppable. So in today's powerful journey, we're diving deep into each of these. No boring lectures, just real talk, real lessons, and real motivation. Because it's not about changing the world. It's about changing the you who faces the world. Let's begin this inner transformation. 1 M at a time. Point 1, control your mouth. Your mouth is not just a tool for communication, it's a weapon. It can either build someone up or tear them down. One sentence can lift a person's soul, and another can crush it forever. That's how powerful your mouth is. And yet, most of us go through life throwing words like they don't matter. We react. We complain. We gossip. We judge. We speak before thinking. But here's the truth. Every single word you say carries energy, carries weight, and once spoken, you can't take it back. It travels into someone's heart and stays there. So the question is, are your words healing or hurting? Are you the reason someone feels seen and heard, or the reason someone walks away broken? Think back to a time someone's words hurt you. Maybe it was a harsh comment in childhood. Maybe someone told you, "You'll never be good enough," or "You talk too much," or "You're not smart." Those words didn't just disappear. They stayed. They echoed. They shaped how you saw yourself. Now ask, how many people have you done that to, even unknowingly? Maybe during an argument, maybe out of anger, or maybe just joking. But the result is the same words that hit like stones. That's why controlling your mouth is not just about being polite. It's about being conscious. It's about realizing your voice is a reflection of your mind and your character. People often think strength lies in speaking out, in having the last word. But real strength is in holding back. Real power is when you choose silence over insult, when you choose kindness over cleverness, when you pause before responding, not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Imagine a world where everyone did that, where people thought before speaking, where every sentence was built on empathy, not ego. Wouldn't that world feel lighter, warmer, more human? And here's the thing. Your words don't just impact others, they impact you too. The more you speak with negativity, the more your brain starts believing in that energy. Gossip makes you bitter. Complaining makes you feel like a victim. Insults make you aggressive. It's like poison slowly leaking into your spirit. But when you speak with kindness, even to strangers, your brain releases positivity, compassion, self-respect. You start becoming the person your words reflect. So yes, words are not just sounds. They are seeds. What you say today might grow into someone's confidence or someone's insecurity. Choose wisely. Another powerful thing to understand is that silence is not weakness. In fact, silence is golden when used with purpose. Have you ever been in a heated moment, ready to explode, but chose to stay quiet instead? That moment right there, that's emotional maturity. That's self-control. And that's when you truly realize that every word not said is a victory. A victory over impulse, a victory over ego. Because anyone can speak out of emotion, but only the strong can hold their tongue and respond with intention. There's a beautiful saying, be sure to taste your words before you spit them out. That means thinking about how your words will land. Are they necessary? Are they kind? Are they true? If not, don't say them. Silence doesn't need explanation. But regrets always do, and regrets are heavier than silence. Also, remember, the way you talk about others says more about you than them. Gossip may feel juicy in the moment, but it destroys trust. Once people see you tearing others down, they know it's only a matter of time before you'll talk about them the same way. So even if you think no one's listening, your words are creating your image. Every word you say is like a mirror showing people who you are inside. And if you want to be respected, admired, and trusted, you must learn to filter what you say. Control doesn't mean suppression. It means choosing the right words at the right time. And when you fail, and we all do, sometimes have the courage to apologize. I'm sorry for what I said is one of the most powerful sentences in the world. It heals. It softens. It restores. It shows that your ego doesn't control your mouth, your heart does. Now let's talk about self-talk. Because the words you say to yourself are just as important as what you say to others. Are you lifting yourself or tearing yourself down? Do you call yourself stupid when you make a mistake? Do you constantly criticize your appearance, your intelligence, your efforts? That inner voice shapes your self-worth more than anything else. Speak to yourself like someone you love. Be your own encourager, your own cheerleader. Your mouth should not be a source of self-destruction. It should be a tool for self-growth. The more gentle and powerful your internal voice becomes, the more you'll naturally speak that way to others. And don't forget your words create your reality. Every time you say, I can't, your brain believes it. Every time you say, I'm not good enough, you train your mind to stop trying. But when you say, I'll figure it out, or I'm learning, you unlock possibilities. You shift your mindset. And that's the real game changer. Words are commands. Be careful what you command your life to become. You might just create it. So today, make a decision not to talk less, but to talk better. Be intentional with your words. Speak life, not hate. Speak healing, not harm. Whether you're talking to your family, your friends, strangers, or yourself, make your words a blessing, not a burden. You never know who's listening. You never know how deep your words might cut or how beautifully they might heal. So speak with purpose. Speak with kindness. Speak like someone who knows their voice is powerful. Because it is. Control your mouth. Not to be silent, but to be wise. Not to be quiet, but to be kind. Not to be afraid, but to be thoughtful. Because your words are your legacy. Make them count. Point 2. Control your mind. Your mind is the engine of your life. Whatever direction it turns, your entire life follows. If your mind is full of fear, your life becomes small. If your mind is full of doubt, your steps become shaky. But if your mind is trained to see light even in darkness, nothing can truly stop you. The most powerful wars are not fought on battlefields. They're fought silently in the mind. Every day, people wake up and fight thoughts like, I'm not good enough. What if I fail? No one believes in me. And often, those thoughts win. Not because they're true, but because we believe them. That's why controlling your mind is not just a concept, it's a necessity. Think about it. Your body can be in a peaceful place, but if your mind is chaotic, you won't feel peace. You could be surrounded by love, yet feel unloved, just because your mind is feeding you lies. That's how powerful your thoughts are. They create your reality, whether that reality is beautiful or broken. Most people don't realize that they're not living life, they're living their thoughts. Every action, every emotion, every decision comes from one tiny seed planted in the mind. And if you don't learn to control that seed, your garden turns into a jungle, a place where weeds of fear, insecurity, anger, jealousy, and confusion grow wild and take over. But here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You can choose which ones to accept and which ones to let go. Just like you don't eat every piece of food placed in front of you, you don't have to believe every thought that shows up. Some thoughts are unhealthy. Some are leftovers from your past. Some are planted by the negativity of others. Some are just passing clouds. And yet we often treat them like facts. We overthink. We repeat the same worries. We build stories around problems that haven't even happened. We let fear of failure stop us from trying. But your mind was never meant to be a prison. It was meant to be your partner. A tool, not a trap. And that's what you must train it to be. Training the mind doesn't mean ignoring pain. It means not becoming a slave to it. It means when something goes wrong, instead of spiraling into panic, you pause and ask, what can I learn from this? When someone hurts you, instead of holding on to anger, you ask, how do I grow stronger through this? That shift in thinking changes everything. Controlling your mind doesn't mean becoming emotionless. It means guiding your emotions so they don't control you. It means being aware when your inner voice turns negative and replacing it with truth. You are worthy. You are capable. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress. The way you speak to yourself matters more than anything. That internal conversation shapes your confidence, your dreams, your energy. So why are you so kind to others, but cruel to yourself? You forgive others, but you hold grudges against your own past mistakes. You celebrate others' wins, but you criticize your own efforts. You would never speak to a child the way you speak to yourself on your worst days. Isn't it time to change that? Isn't it time to feed your mind with encouragement, clarity, and truth? When your mind is strong, your path becomes clear even if it's hard. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop doubting and start doing. And let's not forget the power of focus. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. If you always focus on problems, your life will feel like a struggle. But if you train your mind to focus on solutions, growth, and gratitude, life becomes an opportunity. Most people waste their mind's power on comparing, complaining, and replaying past failures. But the most successful and peaceful people train their minds to look ahead, to stay grounded, to choose gratitude over greed, peace over panic, progress over perfection. This takes effort. This takes practice. You don't go to the gym once and become strong. You show up every day. The same goes for your mind. You must feed it right. Surround it with positivity. Protect it from toxic voices, especially your own. Controlling your mind also means being careful about what you allow in. What you watch, read, listen to. These things shape your thoughts more than you realize. If your daily content is filled with fear, gossip, hate, or superficial nonsense, your mind becomes cluttered and anxious. But if you feed it with wisdom, inspiration, truth, and hope, your thoughts start to align with that. You begin to think clearer, speak better, and live with more intention. So clean your mental diet. Choose what you consume with care. You wouldn't eat spoiled food, so why feed your mind with garbage? And finally, controlling your mind means taking back your power. You don't have to accept every opinion. You don't have to believe every fear. You don't have to repeat every bad pattern. You are allowed to break free. You are allowed to rewrite your mental story. You are allowed to say, I've thought this way for years, but it's time to change. That's growth. That's courage. That's where real transformation begins. So today, Promise yourself this: I will be mindful of my thoughts. I will challenge the ones that don't serve me. I will speak to myself with kindness. I will focus on what's possible. I will train my mind to believe in my purpose, even when I feel tired or broken, because my mind is my home, and I deserve to feel safe, strong, and clear inside it. Remember, your future doesn't start with a perfect plan. It starts with one powerful thought: I can change. Control your mind, and you take control of everything. Point 3. Control your mood. Your mood is like weather. It can be sunny, cloudy, stormy, or calm. But unlike the weather, you can control your mood. The real challenge is learning how to do it before your mood controls you. See, your mood affects how you see everything. When you're in a good mood, small problems seem easy. But when you're in a bad mood, even small things feel like a mountain. Your mood becomes the filter of your reality. That's why people often say, don't make decisions when you're angry. Don't react when you're sad. Don't promise when you're too happy. Because your mood is temporary, but your choices are permanent. We all go through emotional waves: happiness, sadness, irritation, excitement, stress, calmness. That's normal. What's not okay is letting every passing emotion dictate your actions, your words, or your mindset. If you always react based on mood, you'll live like a puppet pulled by invisible strings of emotion. But if you can learn to pause, breathe, and check your mood before you act, you'll start to master your emotions instead of being mastered by them. That's emotional maturity. That's personal power. Controlling your mood doesn't mean pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means acknowledging how you feel without becoming how you feel. Just because you feel angry doesn't mean you have to act angrily. Just because you're tired doesn't mean you treat others poorly. Just because your day started bad doesn't mean it has to end bad. You are allowed to feel everything, but you are not required to react to everything. And that's the difference between people who stay stuck and people who rise above. Let's be honest, mood swings destroy more than we realize. They damage relationships. They kill productivity. They ruin moments that could have been joyful. Think about the times when you've said or done something in a bad mood that you later regretted. One argument ruined a good day. One angry message ended a friendship. One irritated tone turned love into distance. And all because of a mood. Not because of who you truly are, but because you let a passing feeling take control of your actions. That's why it's so important to create emotional space between feeling and reacting. That space is your power. In that space, you can choose your response. You can choose silence instead of shouting. You can choose empathy instead of ego. You can choose patience instead of panic. And when you start doing this consistently, people will notice. They'll respect you more. Not because you're perfect, but because you're emotionally wise. Now let's talk about triggers. Everyone has them. Some people get irritated by traffic. Some get angry when someone disagrees. Some feel down when plans change. These emotional triggers are signs of unhealed thoughts or patterns. The more you understand your own triggers, the more you can take control of them instead of letting them control you. Ask yourself, why does this always upset me? What's the deeper fear behind this reaction? Once you face those truths, your reactions become lighter. Your mood becomes more stable. You stop being a slave to little things. Also, never underestimate the power of small daily choices in shaping your mood. What do you eat? How do you sleep? Who do you spend time with? What kind of content do you consume online? These things all affect your energy and emotions. You can't expect to feel calm and joyful if your daily habits are toxic. Your mood is not just an emotional state. It's the result of your inner and outer environment. Take care of both. Another big thing is learning how to regulate your emotions during pressure. Because life won't always be fair. People won't always treat you kindly. Things won't always go your way. But your response is your responsibility. When everything feels out of control, controlling your mood is the only way to stay grounded. It's what separates those who break down from those who break through. And don't forget, your mood affects not just you, but everyone around you. Your mood is contagious. Walk into a room smiling, and it lifts others up. Walk in angry, and everyone tenses up. Your energy speaks before your mouth does. That's why people with steady, calming moods are so respected and admired. They create safety around them. They become someone others can rely on. Someone others feel safe with. That kind of person is rare. And it starts with learning how to manage your own emotions. Of course, we're human. We all get overwhelmed. We all have those days where everything feels off. And that's okay. The goal isn't to be emotionless. The goal is to be emotionally intelligent. That means knowing when to take a break, knowing when to speak and when to stay silent, knowing how to express your emotions in a healthy way. Not through sarcasm or shouting, but through honesty and calm communication. One beautiful technique to control your mood is called the pause practice. Whenever you feel triggered, pause. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this worth it? Will this matter a year from now? Am I reacting or responding? This simple pause can save relationships, decisions, and peace of mind. Most regrets are born in moments when people didn't pause. But those who pause even for 10 seconds give themselves a chance to choose better. Another powerful shift is replacing the question, why is this happening to me, with, what is this trying to teach me? This turns frustration into growth. It takes you out of the victim mindset and into the student mindset. And the more you do that, the more your mood stops depending on circumstances. You start creating peace within, no matter what's happening outside. And lastly, be kind to yourself when you fail. You won't always control your mood perfectly. You will have days when you react badly. When you get irritated, sad, overwhelmed. That's okay. You're not a robot. You're a growing human. The goal is progress, not perfection. The more aware you become, the better you get at catching yourself earlier. Maybe it took you an hour to calm down last time. Maybe next time it'll take 10 minutes. That's growth. Celebrate that. So today, make this decision. I will no longer let my mood control my mouth, my decisions, or my peace. I will check in with myself. I will recognize my emotional patterns. I will choose responses that reflect the best in me, not the worst in me. Because when I control my mood, I control my energy. And when I control my energy, I attract better things into my life. Remember, emotions are like waves. You can't stop them from coming, but you can learn how to surf. Learn to breathe through them. Learn to wait before reacting. Learn to speak from calm, not from chaos. And most of all, remember, your mood is your choice. Choose peace. Choose power. Choose emotional discipline. Because your mood doesn't just affect your day, it affects your destiny. Point 4. Control your manner. Your manner is your message. Long before you open your mouth, your behavior speaks. It tells people who you are, what you value, and whether they can trust you. You see, success is not just about talent or intelligence. It's deeply tied to how you treat others, and that's where manner comes in. Your manner is how you show up in the world. It's your body language, your tone, your attitude, your habits. And here's the truth. No matter how smart or skilled you are, if your manner is poor, people will walk away. They may never tell you why, but they will feel it. They'll feel the pride, the coldness, the arrogance, the impatience, and they'll silently decide not to connect with you again. Think about the people you admire most. What makes them memorable? Is it just what they've achieved? Or is it how they carry themselves? The calm in their voice, the way they make people feel heard, the respect they show even in disagreement. That's the power of manner. It doesn't shout, but it leaves a deep impact. It doesn't need to prove anything, but it earns respect effortlessly. And in a world where ego is often louder than empathy, manner is a quiet superpower. Your manner is not just for others, it shapes you too. When you walk with humility, you invite learning. When you show patience, you grow emotionally. When you treat people kindly, you attract the same energy back. That's not philosophy, that's real life. You can test it any day. Smile at someone and see if they don't smile back. Speak gently to someone angry and see if they don't soften. Treat someone with genuine respect and watch how their defenses melt. Manner isn't weakness. It's wisdom in motion. But sadly, too many people confuse politeness with being fake. That's not true. Being respectful doesn't mean you agree with everything. Being calm doesn't mean you're submissive. And being soft-spoken doesn't mean you're not strong. In fact, the strongest people don't need to dominate. They don't need to raise their voice to be heard. Their presence carries weight because their manner is grounded. Grounded in self-respect, emotional control, and maturity. Let's talk about daily life. When someone interrupts you, do you listen or do you snap? When things don't go your way, do you lose patience or take a breath? When you're in a hurry, do you still treat the waiter, the driver, the cleaner with dignity? Or do you act like they're invisible? These are not small things. These are the real test of your character. Because anyone can behave well when life is easy. But your true manner shows up in discomfort, in pressure, in how you treat people who can do nothing for you. That's where real class lives. Not in your clothes or words, but in your actions, especially when no one is watching. Your manner also sets the tone for your relationships. If you're constantly sarcastic, people will feel unsafe. If you're always defensive, people will stop opening up. If you're rude or dismissive, you may not even notice. But slowly, people will start avoiding you. On the other hand, when your manner is warm, curious, and balanced, people gravitate toward you. They feel valued. They feel seen. And they're more likely to support you, trust you, and stand by you even during tough times. Now here's a little-known truth. Controlling your manner also protects your peace. When you act with dignity, you avoid unnecessary drama. You don't get pulled into petty arguments. You don't waste energy proving yourself to everyone. You know who you are, and your manner reflects that. You start choosing battles wisely. You stop chasing validation. You respond instead of reacting. That calmness is priceless. In a loud, chaotic world, being the person who stays steady is a kind of leadership. Quiet, but powerful. And what about online behavior? In the digital age, your manner is not limited to face-to-face conversations. It's in your comments, your messages, your posts. How you interact online also reflects your values. Are you spreading negativity, sarcasm, judgment? Or are you sharing encouragement, solutions, kindness? Your digital footprint is also a reflection of your inner world. So ask yourself, if someone looked at your social media, would they want to learn from you or run from you? Of course, controlling your manner doesn't mean being perfect. You'll have bad days. You'll snap sometimes. You'll get frustrated. That's okay. But what matters is that you're aware, that you apologize when needed, that you grow through it. The most respected people are not the ones who never fail. They're the ones who take full responsibility when they do. They say, "I'm sorry for how I acted," not, "Well, you made me act that way." That small difference, it changes everything. If you want to develop your manner, start small. Practice listening more than speaking. Hold the door for someone. Say thank you even when it's not expected. Don't interrupt when someone's talking. Don't mock people for their choices. Be the kind of person who brings calm energy into the room. Someone who leaves people better than they found them. That's what true manner is about. Not surface-level politeness, but deep respect for others and for yourself. And remember, your manner teaches others how to treat you. If you walk with respect, others will likely mirror that. If you deal with conflict calmly, you often disarm the chaos. If you stay composed under pressure, you earn credibility. Over time, people start trusting your leadership, your presence, your decisions, not because you demanded it, but because you embodied it. So today, take a moment to reflect. How do you show up when no one is watching? How do you treat people who can't offer you anything? How do you act when you're frustrated, tired, or criticized? These answers are more important than any degree or title. Because in the end, people don't always remember what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. That's the legacy of manner. It may not trend on social media, but it builds lifelong respect. So promise yourself, I will not let anger speak for me. I will not let ego guide my actions. I will carry myself with purpose, humility, and grace. Because the way I behave isn't just about others. It's about who I am when no one is looking. Control your manner. It's not about being perfect. It's about being human with discipline, with dignity, and with a heart that knows respect is the real strength. Point 5. Control your money. Money. Just 5 letters, but it controls so much of our lives. Our choices, our time, our relationships, our peace of mind, even our dreams. And yet, many people live their entire life without ever learning how to control it. They chase it, stress over it, fight for it, cry over it, even lose relationships because of it. But they never stop to ask, is money controlling me, or am I controlling money? That one question changes everything. You see, money in itself is not evil. It's not magical either. It's a tool. Just like fire, use it well, and it cooks your food, keeps you warm, lights your path. Misuse it, and it burns everything. Same with money. It can help you build, grow, and serve. Or it can trap you in a cycle of debt, pressure, jealousy, and greed. And the biggest tragedy is, most people don't even realize when money starts taking control of their emotions and decisions. Let's face it, money can create massive stress. But the problem isn't the money. It's the mindset. It's the habits. It's the lack of self-control. When you earn money but don't know how to manage it, you always feel broke no matter how much you earn. And when you spend to impress instead of invest, you dig a hole that gets deeper with every unnecessary swipe of the card. It's not about being rich or poor. It's about being aware and disciplined. Controlling your money starts with one core principle. Live below your means. Sounds boring, right? But this one truth separates those who struggle forever from those who build real wealth. It means don't buy things just to look good. Don't take loans to show off. Don't compete with anyone else's lifestyle. Your peace is more valuable than any expensive gadget, brand, or dinner. The goal is not to look rich. The goal is to be financially free. But let's go deeper. Ask yourself, why do you really spend? Is it because you need something? Or because you feel empty and want to fill that gap with shopping, dining, or vacations? Many people spend emotionally, not logically. After a fight, they go on a spending spree. After rejection, they treat themselves with money they don't have. After a long day, they buy something to feel better temporarily. But feelings fade and the bills remain. Controlling your money means knowing the difference between wants and needs. It means planning instead of reacting. It means saying no to instant pleasure so you can say yes to long-term peace. It's skipping that flashy new phone so you can pay off your debt. It's canceling unnecessary subscriptions so you can start saving. It's resisting peer pressure and saying, I'll wait until I can truly afford it. That is strength. That is power. And here's the truth. Money is connected to every dream you have. Want to travel the world? Start a business? Help your parents? Build a better future for your kids? Every one of those dreams requires money, and dreams without financial discipline remain fantasies. So if you truly respect your dreams, you must respect your money. Every careless dollar spent today is a delay in your dream tomorrow. Also, remember that your relationship with money was shaped by what you saw growing up. Maybe you grew up seeing money as always scarce. Maybe you watched your parents argue about bills. Maybe you were told, "We can't afford that," every time you wanted something. Those experiences plant beliefs in your mind, sometimes fear, sometimes guilt. And if you don't break those patterns, you'll repeat them, even with a better income. Controlling your money means healing that relationship. It means learning about saving, budgeting, and investing. Not because you're greedy, but because you're wise. It means knowing where your money goes each month. It means checking your bank account without anxiety. It means making your money work for you, not the other way around. It's saying, "I'm done living paycheck to paycheck. I'm building something now." But here's the twist: controlling your money is also about generosity. It's not about hoarding. It's about using your money to bless others too. Helping someone in need, supporting a good cause, buying your parents something special. These are the moments where money truly shines. But you can't give if you have nothing left at the end of the month. You can't help others if you're drowning in your own financial chaos. So build first, then give. That's the flow. And don't fall into the trap of comparison. Social media will show you luxury lives, fancy dinners, vacations, and designer clothes. What it won't show is the credit card debt, the anxiety, the sleepless nights behind the curtain. Don't fall for the highlight reel. Run your own race. The smartest people today are not the loudest. They are quietly investing, saving, building. No drama, no show, just discipline and purpose. One of the best things you can do is track your money. Yes, write it down. Every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out. It's not boring, it's liberating. It gives you clarity. It shows you patterns. It helps you correct mistakes early. You wouldn't drive a car blindfolded, right? Then why live financially blind? Awareness is the first step to control. And finally, remember, money is not everything, but the lack of control over it can destroy almost everything. Relationships, health, mental peace, opportunities. Don't let that happen. Learn. Improve. Don't be ashamed to ask for help or to start small. Every financial expert once made stupid decisions. Every successful entrepreneur once had debt. What changed? They took control, one habit at a time, $1 at a time. So today, make this promise to yourself. I will not let money control my mood, my choices, or my peace. I will control my money with intention, wisdom, and discipline. I will spend less than I earn. I will save for tomorrow, even if it's just a little. I will invest in my growth, not my ego. Because money doesn't define my worth, but how I use it will define my future. Control your money. Not to become rich, but to become free. Not to impress others, but to build your dreams. Not to escape life, but to design the life you truly want. You've learned the power of controlling your mouth, mind, mood, manner, and money. Master these, and you master your life. Remember, change starts with small steps and strong habits. If this inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to Mind Blowing Motive for more simple, powerful motivation. Stay focused, stay strong, and keep growing. See you in the next video.